Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter.
Hi there guys, it's Adam Martin here, and welcome back to another episode of the Now Review. And for today's instalment we'll be taking a look at a bunch of albums that has long been requested and expected on this channel and that we're finally going to get to. So we're going to be looking at Now That's What I Call a Party, Now That's What I Call Party Anthems, and Now That's What I Call Party Hits. Excuse me, clearly losing my voice. And to kick things off, we'll be taking a look at the shortest titled one, which is Now That's What I Call a Party. So let's have a look at this. Here's the cover, and yeah, it's looks like a party. You got some drinks, you got some banners, streamers, etc. Party, yes, a lot of gold going on, maybe a bit too much in my opinion. There's the spine, Now That's What I Call a Party, nice and simple. And the track list, when did this come out? This came out in 2014, so CD1. It's a lot of new stuff, Meghan Trainor, Pharrell Williams, Maroon 5, Black Eyed Peas. So as you can see, this is one of those discs where it's, you know, sort of the last 5 years of that time, 2014 going a bit backwards. Don't She's a little bit older. And yeah, finishing with Am I Wrong, which was quite a new song at the time. CD2 is a little bit older. Got things like, well, Pink, Get the Party Started is an older song. But you've also got more modern songs appearing there as well. LMFAO, Kesha, Coldplay, all that sort of stuff. JLS is on here. Gangnam Style's on here. That was still clearly a thing. Finishing with Bonkers with Dizzy Rascal. And CD3 is Party Classics. Kicking off with Louis Vega, you know, Mambo No. 5. A lot of 90s stuff you can see here. Definitely a lot of 90s as we go into this. The Jacksons is on here, Blame It on the Boogie, a 70s song. Cyndi Lauper, ABBA, Aha, Entrance, Whitney. And finishing with The Village People and YMCA. Definitely a good party song to finish. I'll get more about my thoughts on the track list in a minute. Let's open on up. So, oh, look at this. It's also available, is Now 89, Now That's What I Call Christmas, Now That's What I Call Disney, and Now That's What I Call Legends. The 3 spin-offs have all been reviewed on this channel, and check them out. Now 89, so that came out sort of in the end of 2014, so that'll give you an indication of when this came out. There's the disc, purple and gold, a really nice sort of colour combination. I don't often like disc designs, as regular viewers full well know, but this one's actually pretty good, so well done. One disc just completely fell out there, as you heard. I'm going to retrieve that now. Here it is, CD2 that just fell out. It's a sort of like teal colour. It's okay, it's nothing amazing. And CD3 is in red and gold. So yeah, not nice designs, mainly disc 1 and disc 3. Good job on those. So, the track list, I mean, it's one of those, a lot of it is modern stuff, last 5 years. I do like the fact the last disc is Party Classics, and to be honest, if you wanted like those classic party songs, you could probably whack this on. There's 20 songs on here. That'll, you know, do you good for about an hour or so. It's not the greatest like party compilation album I've ever seen, but it's certainly not a bad start. But moving on from that, clearly one party album wasn't enough, and now we're going to take a look at this one, which is Now That's What I Call Party Anthems. So here's the cover. I actually quite like this cover design. I love the sort of focus of the blue and white and the sort of red trim, the speakers on the side, the balloons. I don't know, the colour scheme just really works for me on this one. There's the spine, nice simple white text, and this one came out in 2015, so the following year, so not long, and look, it's got all their social medias and stuff. CD1, okay, Justin Bieber, Mark Ronson, Omi, Years and Years. Okay, so a lot of this, as you can see, is very up to date at the time, a lot of 2015, but also some 2014, going back a bit there, finishing with Marlon Rudette, and When the Beat Drops Out. CD2, Pink, oh look at that, Get the Party Started is, again, track 1 of CD2. You must have really liked that one. Going back down, now you're getting some stuff from the past few years. A lot of it repeats though, I will stress this a bit later on. Finishes with Swedish House Mafia with Don't You Worry Child. CD3 is no longer party classics. Again, it's more modern stuff. You can see Rita Ora, Jessie J, One Direction. So, no, sadly this one, finishing with Boom Boom Pow by the Black Eyed Peas, this one is definitely more of a modern party album from the offset. Let's have a look inside. Hopefully the disc isn't going to fly out. No album advertisements, just sort of, I guess, what the cover would look like without the title. No, it looks nice. I prefer it with the title. Here's your first disc, CD1, nothing too special, reminds me of like a Swedish flag with the colours. CD2 is blue as well, but then with like a pink trim, and then Blue and Purple. Not the most, not the best disc designs. They're not horrible by any means, but at the minute I prefer the Party album disc designs. So, the track list, I mean, this for me is a bit weak. This is, considering over 3 discs and roughly, 60 songs or whatever it is, you're getting a lot of stuff that when this came out in 2015, a lot of songs from 2015, 2014, etc. It's all modern stuff. At least with this first one, with Party, the last disc was older songs, if you wanted that sort of, it was getting to that point in the night when the old songs come out, or if you just want a classic party, that's there for you. This one is purely modern songs, and people know my opinion on this. A lot of these songs would have been available on the main volume now numbers, so it's a bit of a waste, I think. We'll get more, I'll talk about them individually, whether you should get them later on, but first we got to look at the last album today, which is called, now that's what I call, Party Hits. So here is the cover. It's balloons again, yay, streamers, and what is that at the bottom? Oh, it's more drinks. It's a cocktail glass. It was very hard to see. Not the most brilliantly designed cover. It makes it look like because of the rim that Hits has been cut in half or the thing's damaged. There's your spine. It's just a typical white font, nothing special. This came out in 2016, so again, 1 year on. So they released 3 party albums in the span of 3 years. Bit too much, I think. Anyway, CD1, Mark Ronson, Walk the Moon, DJ Snake, Mike Poisoner. Yeah, again, here is all your modern stuff. Having said that, Destiny's Child Bootylicious, mixing that up again. Mark Morrison's on here with the Mac. So, okay, there's a bit of a mix. CD2, Pharrell Williams, Justin Bieber, Sia. Again, this at the minute seems like more modern stuff. Mr. Brightside's on here, of course. And then CD3 kicking off with MJ with a bit of Beat It. So this, look at this track list. This is clearly meant to be the party classics list. Having said that though, Shawn Mendes, Sam Smith are on here. So this one seems a bit weird. It looks like they started with classics, went modern, then went back to classics again. It just feels a bit out of place, although What Is Love to Finish is a brilliant choice. So yeah, a bit of a mix up there. Talk more on that in a minute. Here, look, follow us on all our social medias. Okay, sure thing. CD1, pink and yellow. Looks a little bit ugly. CD2 is pink and blue. Again, not that inspired. Yellow and blue for CD3. Again, why no designs? Why nothing extra on here? It just seems a bit of a shame. Oh well, they match the colours of the balloons, so there's some lining up in there. But this track list, this is a strange one. I mean, yes, it's got some older songs, but a whole disc isn't dedicated to it, which I quite liked about the first album, really. A lot of modern stuff on here. Again, it just feels like it clashes with the main series. But I think the problem with these 3 overall, if there was a common flaw, is that they were all released within 3 years of each other, 2014, 15 and 16. If you'd bought the first one, you think, well, what's the difference between Party Anthems and Party Hits? There's not that much, and there's so much overlap. If you were paying close attention to the track list of these albums, you'll see that there is a lot of overlap with each song. But having said that, what are my recommendations? This first one, now Party, out of the 3, I would probably pick this one up if you're only going to get one, just because I like the fact there is a whole disc dedicated to songs from like the 80s, 90s and all that sort of stuff, like fully that. So this is probably the best value for money for me with this one. It's not in HMV anymore. You can get it second hand at CEX, charity shops, or Music Magpie, which is I think where I got my copy. Party Anthems, this feels like the most wasteful of the 3. It's mainly modern tracks, like 95% modern, which is fine if you like that, but this is only really, well, one, if you're a collector, or if you're not, this is only really if you don't collect or have any of like the main albums that came out in 2015, the numbered series, and you don't have any of the other spin-off albums that cover it, then you get this. But this seems one of the most pointless now releases out there. Nice artwork, but especially coming a year after the first album here, it just seems a bit like a waste of time. Now, with Party Hits, again, it's a sort of mix of the two. It's got some of the classics that the first album has, but it's not got a whole disc, and there's a lot of modern stuff on it, creating that clash again. So, if you had to pick 2, Party or Party Hits, Party Anthems can go away, but it's a really interesting way to look at it. Again, if you're a collector, you're probably going to get all of this regardless, so you don't need to listen to me on that. But these 2 are sort of still available in HMV. I'm seeing Party Anthems less and less, Party Hits I'm still seeing around, but obviously you can get them second hand as well for a couple of pounds each. But yeah, if I had to pick a clear winner for me here, I'd have to go with the first one. Now that's what I call a party. And that's all for this instalment of the Now Review. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please remember to leave your comments, share this around with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and until the next one, I will see you guys next time.
Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Hooks Media, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry-Holt, Brittany Fan 1999, Bruce Danton, The Broken Kitsumanoid, and Francine Salazar, our AMTV staff members.